Welcome back to Walnut Springs. Today I want to go over several accessories that you can get for the Hero 9 and Hero 10 because you might have picked one of these up over the holiday season and you might be curious the good and the bad on my favorite accessories. Let's get into it. So the two accessories I want to talk about are the Max Lens mod and the GoPro Media mod. These will work for both the Hero 9 and the Hero 10. And I wanted to let you guys know what I have found over the last year to be good and bad with these items. So let's go ahead and let's start with the Max Lens mod. So what makes this Max Lens mod good and what are some of the bad things that come along with the Max Lens mod? The nice part about a Max Lens mod is you get an extremely wide field of view, which is exactly what most people are wanting whenever they're doing mountain biking videos, so they can capture the full width of their huge 800mm bars, which is very hard to do with the standard lens. You have to have it centered just perfectly on your chest mount or your helmet, and with the Max Lens mod, you get a lot more leeway with that. You can actually take that image, and if you want it to be closer in edit, you can actually zoom in a little bit to get your bars to fit the screen a little bit better if you don't like as wide a field of view. But you have that option with the Max Lens mod, which is what I love about it. It gives me more flexibility. It's saved footage that I didn't think was actually going to be usable because the field of view was so big. That is the major plus. Now, a couple of the downfalls are you're going to always want to carry this silicone case with you. That way it can protect the lens. It just pops right over it. Since this lens costs quite a bit of money, right around $69 to $100, depending on whether or not you get the GoPro discount, being a member of their subscription program, or you just buy it right out. With that lens being exposed like that, you can get scratches, and I actually have one little scratch on this, and if the sun hits it just right, you can see that in my videos, which drives me crazy. But with the price of it, it's so expensive that I don't really feel the need to replace it until it gets damaged a little bit more. But being that it's exposed like this, always carry this with you, just have it in your pocket. That way, whenever you're not recording, you can pop this on the lens and you know that your lens is going to be protected and you won't get any scratches on it. The only other downfall that I have found from the Max Lens mod is that it is only going to be able to record in 2.7K. That is good enough for most people, but some people are going to want that 4K resolution. That way that they can get that super crisp, clear, highest quality video that you can possibly get. And with 2.7K, you're not going to get as clear of a video as what you would with a 4K, especially if you do that thing where I was talking about where you modify your video footage afterwards by zooming in to get a different perspective. You're going to lose some of that resolution. If you're like me, you're going to just upscale it in your editing software to get the highest quality possible. With that being said, I really do recommend the Max Lens mod. This thing is actually a really cool modification. I do wish that they would come out with this in a 4K, but that is not a limitation of the lens. That is a strict limitation of the actual GoPro itself. From my understanding, the resolution would have to be somewhere upwards of 6-7K for it to be able to perform a 4K resolution on the Max Lens mod. So I still would recommend the Max Lens mod. It is definitely a really good accessory for the GoPro. Ever since I got my Hero 9, I was eager to get the Max Lens mod, and I'm glad that I did. So if you have a Hero 9 or a Hero 10, definitely pick up the Max Lens mod. This would be my first accessory that I would highly recommend for any Hero 9 or Hero 10 owner. So the next accessory that I would recommend from GoPro is the Media mod. This accessory is really cool, especially if you're wanting to attach multiple things to it, like a light or an external microphone. But real quickly, let's go over some of the downfalls of this Media mod that you're probably going to want to know before purchasing it. The first downfall I found really fast when using the Media mod was this really simple thing, but it did bother me just a little bit. I love using these little thumb screws. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys these, but these little thumb screws are fantastic. They have little wings on them, and you can really tighten down your GoPro without the need of a screwdriver. However, the Media mod is a lot wider than the standard GoPro because the GoPro fits inside this Media mod. And you can only use these particular thumb screws. I have not found the winged thumb screws that are longer that will fit on the media mod. So if you want to use these thumb screws, you actually have to turn the GoPro around and mount it backwards, which really isn't ideal because the proper way, there are these little indents right here on the GoPro media mod that allow for that thumb screw. On the other side, they don't have those because this door is here that you will open up to insert and remove your GoPro. So yeah, I can't use my little thumb screws that I really like, which is a bummer, but it's not a feature that is going to prevent me from using it because there are so many other good things that come along with this media mod. The next thing that I really disliked about the media mod, and it still bothers me from time to time, is the fact that the little GoPro fingers, yes, these things that stick out from the GoPro that you attach your selfie sticks to or that you attach your mounts to, are called the little GoPro fingers. They're the little mounts that hang down from the bottom of the GoPro that can fold up and pop down. Those are actually on the GoPro, and in the media mod, you have to open this side up, and then if you want to pull out your GoPro, you can't get it out because there is a little bitty bar right there preventing you from getting this out. So if you want to remove your GoPro for whatever reason, maybe you want to change your battery, or maybe you want to change your memory card, or maybe you got that kind of GoPro thing going where it just won't react to anything and you need to pull the battery and put it back in. You can't do that without removing the entire mount system that you already have mounted up, which is really inconvenient if you're in a situation where you want to move really quickly and you just want to pop in a new memory card or reset the camera by pulling the battery or pop a new battery in. You actually have to remove this entire mount, fold up the little fingers, then slide the GoPro out, then do whatever you want to do, pop it back in, and then remount everything. I do think they could have solved this by putting the fingers on the media mount itself and not just having to use the GoPro ones. I do wonder though if that was a heat distribution thing, because on the bottom of the GoPro, as you guys can see here, there are little holes for venting for heat distribution. And I know that if you set this GoPro flat on a counter for too long, it will overheat and you will have to raise it up and let it cool down, where if those holes are open, the GoPro won't overheat. So maybe that's the reason why. I do wish they would come up with a solution in their next media mod to where you can leave the accessory on the GoPro, whether it be a selfie stick or some other type of mount, pull your camera out, get the battery put in, get the memory card put in, and then slide it back in without having to remove any of this stuff. That would make a huge time saver, and that is probably the biggest downfall of this entire media mod. The next one on the list is the microphone. You do get this nice little option for the windshield or a dead cat, but it's not perfect. This sound quality that comes out of this mic isn't really any better than the GoPro sound quality. It might be a little bit better, let's be honest. It could be just slightly better. You do get the advantage of being able to control whether you want the sound coming from the front or from the back. That way, if you're talking to the camera like this and you're panning around, you can have this microphone active and this one not. Let me show you a couple clips where I took a ride on the drop-in here at Walnut Springs, my backyard trail. The differences between the GoPro microphone, the Media Mod microphone, and the Media Mod microphone with the windshield on. This little guy does make a big difference. I know some reviews in the past that I have looked at have not really had a strong feeling about this, saying that it didn't really help all that much. I disagree. I think this does help quite a bit. It is not perfect, but it is a decent solution. Now, I do wish that they would come out with one that was more of a dead cat style, where it was the fuzzy cat fur looking like thing that was a little bit more puffy, because being that it's mounted way over here, you're not gonna see it whenever the lens is on, even whenever the max lens is attached and you've got that really wide field of view. So having more wind protection would be better. And honestly, I don't think I've seen a third party that sells these accessories. So that would be something that would be really cool to see, a true dead cat that would be on here. But all in all, a better microphone, being that this is a media mod, you would think that they would put a really high quality microphone. I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more money if I was guaranteed that this mic would solve all my issues with sound quality and not having to use an external microphone. And I think a lot of other people would. maybe pay upwards of $150 for one that has a good quality built-in microphone. All right, this is just the GoPro, no media mod, no wind reduction. It's better. All right, this is the media mod, no wind filter and no wind reduction. Oh man, cased every bit of it. All right, this is the GoPro media mod with the wind filter, no wind reduction. So there you go. There were a couple of clips of me riding my bike here at the drop-in. What did you think? I definitely personally think that the one with the little foam dead cat type thing on was much better. However, it did pick up a little bit too much of me. That sounds weird, but I just don't like whenever I'm mountain biking for it to pick up too much of me breathing and all that stuff. So I prefer to have a wireless microphone, which gets us into the benefits of having a GoPro media mod, is that you can attach external microphones like this little shotgun mic here. You can attach it to the top, or you can attach a Rode Wireless Go, which is what I'm currently using on this setup. And it'll slide in these really cool, really conveniently mounted cold shoe mounts, one on the top and one on the side. And you can plug your Wireless Go in here, and then you can put the Wireless Go anywhere on your body to pick up better sound. Here's a clip of me riding the drop-in with my Rode Wireless Go. Let me know what you guys think of this sound quality compared to the sound quality out of the GoPro and the media mod. Which one do you like better? Okay, this is the GoPro media mod with the Rode Wireless Go 2 mic attached. And there you go. I think that sounds a lot better. I can actually place the microphone further away from my mouth, but the Rode Wireless Go is really good and it'll actually pick up my talking really clearly, but it doesn't pick up any type of breathing or anything like that as much as what this microphone does. But if you don't have that option, I think if you just go with the media mod with this little foam guy on, I think you're gonna be pretty happy with the sound quality. It definitely could use some upgrading in the future, but for what they offer now and the price that this is, right around $79, I think this little media mod is really cool. Like I said, you can hook up external microphones, but that's not all. On the back here, you're gonna have several different inputs. You're gonna have an HDMI input if you wanna stream this out to a TV. You're gonna have a USB-C plug, that way you can charge it or plug in an external battery without having to take the GoPro out of the media mod, which I really like that. And then down here is where you would plug in your 3.5mm microphone jack. With the USB-C port, you can do something like what I did whenever I rode the BT Epic, which was right around a 6 to 7 hour long mountain bike ride. I didn't want to have to worry about changing out my batteries because it was a race, even though I was really only racing myself. But I didn't want to have to change my batteries or my memory card. So what I did is I bought a 256 gig memory card. That way I knew I wouldn't run out of storage. And then I left the battery in here, but then I bought a little tiny external USB-C capable battery where I could plug in either USB-C or USB-A and have a USB-C end cable that would plug directly into the back of the camera right here. Now, what's the big advantage of that is this battery is much bigger, not only in physical size, but in actual milliamp hours compared to the GoPro battery. So with that battery, what I was able to do is plug that in and it would use that battery along with charging my current GoPro battery So if this battery ever ran out, I would still have about an hour's worth of recording in my GoPro battery. So really, really cool. If you carry around a pack, a backpack, or a camelback, or whatever you're using while you're hiking or biking, and you want to have a longer battery life, you can get one of these little external batteries. They make them even smaller than this. That will plug directly into here. You might even be able to rig up something to where it would be attached to this cold shoe mount, which would be really, really convenient. And then have an extra long battery and not have to worry about changing out the batteries, because as we know, as I showed you, they're a pain to change when you have an accessory attached. So there you go, that is the GoPro Media Mod, and I highly recommend it if you're gonna be doing all kinds of different filming and you wanna have additional accessories that will improve the quality of your audio and your video. With these cold shoe mounts, you can mount lights and other accessories, not just microphones. And that is just a super handy thing to have if you have those type of accessories, or you're in a situation where you maybe need a better mic or a better light on your GoPro. Those are my pros and cons over the last year using the Max Lens mod and also using the Media mod for my Hero 9. Like I said at the beginning of this video, these mods will fortunately work for both the Hero 9 and the Hero 10. So if you were lucky enough to pick one of these up over this holiday season, or you plan to do so this year, definitely check out these accessories. They're really well worth it. And as always, I'll put some affiliated links down below. If you guys choose to use those links, they do help support the channel, as a little bit of money comes back to me, but it's at no additional cost to you. Now you've got the lowdown of my review over the last year of using these accessories with my GoPro. What do you guys think? If you guys like this video, hit the like button. Leave me a comment below. Do you have a Hero 9 or a Hero 10? Do you use these accessories? Or are you planning on buying them? Or are you not planning on buying them now that you saw my review and the bad outweighed the good? Or does the good outweigh the bad? Either way, leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, as that always helps out my channel and I greatly appreciate it. But as always, get out there, run, bike, build, and just have fun. We'll see you in the next one. Pretty sweet accessories. Did you guys check out my new sign? What do you think? Think it's pretty sweet? Me and my daughter, we made this, and I think it turned out pretty stinking good. See you guys in the next one.